I still use an image from the manual typewriter, which is when all the keys would strike at once. It's not all of them, but that if the finger slipped on the key, you'd have a bit of a traffic jam and you had to peel back the pieces of... If you don't know what I'm talking about, just look it up. And if you do know what I'm talking about, I'm just going to run with it. So you'd peel back the letters. And I often will say to people, hang on, all my keys are striking at once. And people my age kind of know what I'm talking about. I don't know how much people my age really know what I'm talking about ever. I don't know how much I know what I'm talking about. Hence the name. I also like electric typewriters, and I had one when I lived on the Upper West Side. It felt like being a playwright or a novelist or someone who writes for the New Yorker. And I could take my typewriter to the typewriter repair store on, I think it was 79th in Amsterdam. Mrs. Edelman ran it. She'd always refer to people by their last name with a proper, title in front, so Mr. or Ms. or Mrs. And I don't know her story because she was British, so she had British reserve. My story about her was that she had been trained as a machinist of some kind during the World War II effort when all of the men were fighting, and she stayed back, keeping the home fires burning and doing it for England and learning how to fix things. And then when the war was over, she learned how to do typewriter repair. I don't know if this is true or not. She always referred to herself only by her last name as well, the way that the Swiss and the Austrians and the British will do. The way Americans used to do. If you're not from the US, call the person by their last name with the proper address, and then wait for them to say, call me by my first name, which will be immediately after you do that. But I do think that's a good maneuver. So she would call and leave a message and say, hello, this is Mrs. Edelstein calling. Your typewriter is ready. And it was the most romantic thing. Upper West Side, typewriters. I always thought I would run into someone famous there, and I never did. I ran into people famous all the time in New York, not at the typewriter repair. That's long, long gone.